If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
John McKay, you're on the clock. You got 5 minutes. Do some sports radio for me, pal.
Thanks, Nestor. Like you said, folks, my name's John McKay. I want to take a second to say thank you to Nestor and the folks here at WNST. Looking forward to the opportunity. This is obviously a contest, and I do want your votes, but it's also a sports talk station, so I'm here to talk sports. I'm going to cover two topics for you, both that I blogged about this week, the Ravens and the Orioles, near and dear to all of our hearts. I'm going to start with the Ravens in the NFL draft upcoming. A couple thoughts on this. Right now, the Ravens, we have a QB. We got a strong arm, playoff-proven QB. We have a running game. We have a stout defense. We have an O-line. We got possession wide receivers coming out of our ears. The time for the Ravens to win is next year. It's now. It's not in 2 years. It's not in 3 years. 26th pick, best available, not the answer. Trade down, stockpile picks, not the answer. The answer for the Ravens, folks, I'm telling you right now, is to trade up for a guy, as my father likes to say, with a Baltimore name, Crabtree. He could open a restaurant here tomorrow, for crying out loud. Crabtree's Crab House. He'd make tons of money. Mortgage 1 year's future. 1 year's future. Next year's first round, this year's first round. You bring in Crabtree. He brings with him a can't-miss wide receiver. The pick we're going to have next year is going to be a low-impact pick anyway. Why not trade it up, get an impact player that we need right away, right now? We'll get back a Super Bowl ring, I guarantee it. Ray Lewis and Ed Reed are going to be out of here and sooner than later, folks, sooner than later. So why not shore up the offensive side of the ball for when those two are out of here? Get some depth in the secondary, get some depth at linebacker with some of the lower picks we have. On a second note, why not have the offense shored up with a go-to receiver? What's every great quarterback had as he's come through the league? He's had a great receiver: Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Favre, Donald Driver, Ben Roethlisberger, and even Hines Ward. Much as you hate to say it, it is what it is. Trade up, folks. Get Crabtree. We'll be right in the mix next year. Let me shift gears real quick, get over to the Baltimore Orioles. I'm going to say it right now, the Baltimore Orioles have one of the top lineups in baseball right now. Our best hitter's not even playing. He's in AAA. You put Matt Wieters in that lineup, and all of a sudden we're something special. The problem is we're going to score a ton of runs, but we're giving up touchdowns. The pitching staff is anemic. It's anemic. The rotation was thin as it is, and last night you lose Simone, who, let me go and give you a heads up. If his fastball's down 6 miles an hour and he's got an elbow injury, we're not going to see him anytime soon. So we're down one starter. Koji, in my opinion, he's still a question mark. You got a guy that's 87 to 89 with a marginal breaking ball and a plus changeup. I don't see that he's a hard number 2 starter. I think tonight's the biggest game in the season so far. You got Mark Hendrickson going. I don't think this game needs to be won as much as it needs to be a quality start by a potential number 3 starter. He needs to get into the 7th inning, give up 2, 3, 4 runs. If we lose 4-3, it's as effective as winning 11-10 in my mind, except for the W, obviously. And you got Jeremy Guthrie, who's a solid number 1 star. I'm getting sick of hearing this stuff about him not being a number 1 simply because he's on the Orioles. The guy had a 3.6 ERA in the AL East last year. That's a number 1 starter. What we need is somebody to help us through June. We need a stopgap. We need a Band-Aid. We don't need a 10-year commitment. We need 6 months out of somebody that can get us through until Burgess, Arrieta, and Tillman are ready to come up. There's one person who that is. It's Pedro Martinez. Sign him tomorrow. Sign him. Bring him in here. He'll give you innings. Let him bring his midget. He can do whatever he wants. He will eat up innings. He'll give you a chance to win. The O's ERA right now is in the 6s, and they're 6-2. You get that ERA down to the mid-4s, you got something special to work with, no doubt about it. But the bottom line is the O's are winning. So you can't poo-poo on it. A win 10-9 is a win 10-9. But like I said, an ERA in the 6s is not going to get it done all year. That's not going to keep up. They're fun to watch. Instead of having us, counting down the days until training camp kicks off, I think we can be watching some meaningful baseball late into August, and if we get lucky into September with a couple more pitchers on staff. My time's up, folks. It was great to be here. I'm going to say thanks again, Nestor, and I hope to be talking to you again here real soon.
Yeah, another 30 seconds, dude. Anything else you want to say?
Oh, I thought you were walking in and kicking me out of here.
No, I was giving you the high sign. I gave you 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds. Anything else? I got something for you, dude. I'll take this on 30 seconds. John Kibler is pitching tonight against Jake Arrieta for the Erie Sea Dogs. What do you think of that?
John Kibler he was pitcher of the year last year for the minor leagues in the Detroit Tigers organization. He's a Calvert Hall boy.
He went to the Hall. He went to the Hall, Calvert Hall.
I was actually talking to him recently. We should probably get him on the show there, Nestor.
Yeah, well, maybe we can do that.
I'd like to have both those guys in the Orioles system right now, to be honest with you.
Well, we'll take anything we can get. At least we had Brian Mattis on the show yesterday, so that was pretty good. Really good to meet you, John. John McKay, ladies and
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.